Hi everyone, welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian. I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here on the west coast of Canada on Vancouver Island. I hope that everyone is having a fantastic weekend so far. I hope that you're all healthy and optimistic. We are looking at IELTS speaking part 3 in this class, which is the last part of the speaking section, the oral exam in the IELTS, the International English Language Testing System. We're looking for that band 9 level response, and the topic is improving thinking. It's kind of two birds with one stone, right? The topic will actually help you in your studies when we're giving some good answers and good ideas to this part 3. This lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS success. Check us out there. For the general IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com. Both of those websites have lots of great tools and information to help you pass your IELTS exam. In fact, we are going to be using this website for chatting with each other today and practicing part 3 speaking. Click that big red button to join our premium IELTS package. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access, so it's well worth it. And as you can see, we are an official British Council Test Registration Center certified agents, so we know exactly what we're doing, and you're in great hands with us. For the general IELTS, it's the green background at gieltshelp.com. Again, click this big red button to join us there. Again, one-time payment, lifetime access, and you can use the discount code audio9. We just put a new listening video on our channel, listening part 1 and part 2, the first half of the listening section, so you can practice that. Check out that video, and in that video you'll see this discount code as well, audio9, and that will give you a 20% discount off of the premium package. In some countries it'll be as low as $20 to get access to all of the materials. Hi KK, welcome Dorsey, hi Simran. Welcome to our members. Hi Rashika, Yoshin Beck. Nice to see so many students in the class already. That's fantastic. Ready to learn, and learn we shall. Apps, you can always get our apps from your app stores. Academic IELTS help for academic IELTS, general IELTS help for general. The apps will link to the websites. Hadil, welcome. Radwan to General English YouTube channel. IELTS_AE help for Instagram, academic, GIELTS help for general Instagram. And if you have questions, send me an email to adrian@aehelp.com. I will answer your questions. You can get our books from Amazon, AE Help, Academic IELTS, G Help, General IELTS. And after this class, our next class will be next Thursday. So we have classes Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, live classes anyways. But we regularly release HD videos on our channel, so it's a really good idea to subscribe to our channel. This next week, we will be releasing listening parts 2 and 3. We will also be releasing another speaking interview practice as well. So subscribe and check that out. Ghazi joining from Nigeria. Nice. All right, so that's where you're at. Okay. All right, students. So we just finished doing speaking part 2, and the part 2 answer, the part 2 topic that we talked about as an idea to exercise the brain or the mind. And the answer that we gave is crossword puzzles, doing crossword puzzles once or twice a week. Okay, and the reason I say that is because when you're answering part 3 questions, you really want to connect. So connect your part 2 answer to your part 3 answers. Examiners will really like that. That will really help to increase your score. Part 3 answers. So you can say like, as I mentioned in part 2. Okay, so as I mentioned in part 2, doing crosswords is a great way to improve concentration. For example, this is just an example of how to connect. Okay, having a connected conversation for the IELTS speaking section results in high band scores. So you really want to practice, connecting those part 1, part 2, and part 3 answers, okay? So here we go. Let's get right into it, okay, everyone? So we're going to do lots of practice. It's the last class for this week, so I want you to practice tons and tons and tons with me. So let's get into it. The examiner will say that is the end of part 2. I will now take back the questions. Please put the note paper and your pencil to the side. Turn it over. We will now continue with part 3. For this part, I will ask you a question related to your response and some questions connected to the topic. Let's talk more about exercising the mind. What are different ways that people keep their minds in good health? Okay, give me a nice full sentence for this. So lots of people in the chat, you can see that. This is what I'm looking at here. So lots of people in the chat. Answer the question. Give me a full sentence answer, and then I will give you some feedback. Okay? All right. KK, if your screen isn't clear, then switch to 720p. Okay. All right. So what are different ways that people keep their minds? So watch this. Okay. Aside from doing puzzles like crosswords that I had just talked about, people keep their brains fit by doing sports like playing football, as well as creative activities like painting and singing. This is what my mom does to stay mentally fresh. Okay, so notice this answer. I'm giving an answer, an explanation, and an example. Only the example is personal, and the example is very quick. I don't say for example, I just give the example. Okay, and it's simple. It's to the point. All right, notice that connection to the crossword puzzles that we just talked about in part 2. Okay, all right. So here's the question, and everybody, this is speaking, so make sure that you speak and repeat. I want to really imagine that wherever you are in this beautiful world, you are speaking and repeating what I say and how I say it. So make sure to speak and repeat. It's so important, okay? A bit of repetition goes a long way. All right, Chagazi says, some people keep their minds healthy by playing chess. Chagazi or Chichi, that's okay. That's an okay answer, but it's too simple for high band scores. Okay, for high band scores, you really need to put in an extra effort. Why chess? How does chess help my mind to stay fit? It's a strategy game. It forces the player to think ahead, to have foresight. It's proven that a lot of chess players are also very successful in life. They use money while they make great investments. Okay, so you need to add more thinking, more fluency, more vocabulary. Okay, Chichi, if you're going for that band 9, you have to have more than just saying playing chess is a good way to keep a person's mind fit. Okay. And students, when it's plural, so when it says what are the ways, what are the different ways, your answer has to be plural. Okay, notice how here I have sports, and then a quick little example of sports, playing football, and then creative activities as well, painting and singing. Okay. So when the examiner is asking you about different ways, you can't just say playing chess, because that's one way. Okay, it's a good start, but you need more. Okay. So communication, you have to communicate. This is not an ESL class when you're doing your speaking. The examiner will not make an extra effort to get you talking. Okay. They just do their job. You're there for 12 minutes, regardless of your level. Then it's the next candidate. So you have to present your English on your own. This is not your English teacher. They're not going to say, repeat after me, or can you please do this or do that, okay? They're just going to ask you questions. You need to answer in full sentences. Rashika says, people do several activities to keep their minds in good health, such as playing board games like puzzles, cycling, and yoga. I started to do yoga a couple of months ago. It really helps me to avoid stress. Yeah, and stress is a problem for the mind. So anything that helps to avoid stress is helping your mind to be in good health and to exercise the mind, right? Simran says, there are several ways to keep people's minds in good health, like yoga and meditation, which will assist in staying calm and relaxed. Doing crossword puzzles like jigsaw or Sudoku is also excellent. Okay, Simran, I made some corrections there, so just to clean up the language a bit, you have to be careful. Okay. All right. So good. Now, which of these is most effective? So this is kind of like a follow-up question, okay? Part 3 is conversation style, detailed and specific, and it's conversation style. So they ask you one question, and then they ask you another question, okay? And that question will be related. So if you only said one, if you only said playing chess, this question becomes really awkward. Which of these is the most effective? It's like, well, I only said chess. Wait, was I supposed to say something else? Right? So this is the exact reason that you want to give more of an answer than just one, okay? Here, I would start with a phrase like, if I had to choose, right? Because it's tough to say what exercise is best for the mind. So this is a good situation to use the phrase, if I had to choose, okay? I wouldn't use something like honestly speaking, because honestly speaking is weird here. What do you mean honestly speaking? Here it's a choice, right? So here it's like, if I had to choose. If I had to choose, I would say that playing sports like football or basketball are probably the most effective for keeping the mind healthy, because it not only improves biological functions such as blood circulation and oxygen supply, but it also involves a great deal of strategy. Whereby players need to make quick decisions and outthink their opponents to score goals. Okay, And here I'm not going to necessarily put a specific example in because I've already said lots. I don't want to overspeak. So I'm going to stop there, but it's a clear and accurate answer. Okay, again, repeat after me. So which of these is the most effective? If I had to choose, I would say that playing sports like football or basketball are probably the most effective for keeping the mind healthy because it not only improves biological functions such as blood circulation and oxygen supply, but these also involve a great deal of strategy whereby players need to make quick decisions and outthink their opponents to score goals. Okay? So make sure to use English in the chat, everyone. All right. Rashika says, I think yoga is the best one because it allows people to not only keep their minds calm, but also helps to activate their joints and improve blood circulation. Yeah, Rashika is like a Rashika yoga kind of sports, right? Like a exercise. Not most best, okay? Best is the most. Est, ost. Just remember that ST means numero uno, number one, okay? Chichi says, some people keep their minds healthy by playing chess because this type of sport involves a lot of mental work, such as calculating, thinking ahead, being very strategic, and focused on a target. Yeah. Helga says, I believe listening to music has positive effects in managing stress and depression because it provides soothing effects on our mental health. Okay, Helga, that's a good answer as well. Hadil says, some individuals eat healthy food while others sleep well and meditate. However, I believe that solving math problems and reading are the best methods for keeping our minds fit and healthy. Each individual has their own abilities, therefore choosing the perfect method of keeping our minds healthy varies from one to another. However, if I had to choose, I think physical exercise wins because it motivates blood circulation. Very nice, Hadil. Okay, be direct. Hey, students, let's practice. Let's do this together, okay? So guess what? Here's some fun. You can volunteer to speak with me. So you can volunteer to practice these speaking part 3 questions. Don't be shy. Lots of students do it every week. Don't stress. We've had students all the way ranging from level 3 to band 9. Doesn't matter. To volunteer for speaking, go to aehelp.com. That's academicenglishhelp.com. Log into your My Student account. If you don't have one, create one. I'll show you how in a second. Click the student partner speaking. Students, make sure to test your microphone and your speaker. So enable it, test it with another person. You can send them a message, say, can we test our audio? And then you can ask them a question, they can answer, and then send me a message. You will see me as master. So send me a message, say, I want to volunteer, okay? All right, so this is what I'm talking about. Go to the website, aehelp.com, academicenglishhelp.com, okay? So this website is www.aehelp.com. All right. And then once you're here, click on this Join Now button to join the premium IELTS package. It's worth it, one-time payment. Or this green one, these buttons that are just right there. The green one is free, okay? So you can create the account for free. After that, click on this My Student account. If you're not logged in, you should be, but if you're not, click on that My Student account. And then you're in your student account and you have computer-based practice exams. You have a full online course. You have study plans. You have lesson videos, audio CDs, more help with CVs and statement of purpose writing. And then you have these right here as well. So you have this student partner speaking. That's just right above my head there. That's what we're using right now. And if you like that, you can book a speaking session with me by clicking on this speaking interview practice, the yellow one there. Okay. But right now, we're going to click on student partner speaking and then accept. We're going to speak well. And then we've got volunteers in here. We've got Ghazi, I believe Ghazi from Canada here on the East Coast. Tushar, Bolat, Krishna, Hadil. Shakruk, you're back. Hopefully you tested your system and it works. Okay. Doc Jad, thank you for that super chat donation. That's awesome. Okay, thank you. We always appreciate it. And that little cool emoji there, I like it. Let me show you that real quick. So that's Doc Judd right there. Awesome. Helping us to help you with super chat donations. Thank you for that. If you have a question, let me know. All right. So we've got some volunteers, which is super. We're going to start speaking part 3 here with everyone. Ghazi has sent me a message, and Shakruk, I see your message there as well. I will reach out to you in just a moment. Hang in there. Ghazi, yes, you can volunteer. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Okay, Ghazi says he is ready.
Hi, Adrian.
Hi, Ghazi.
Hi, Adrian.
How is your Saturday so far?
I'm fine. It's good. It is beautiful day. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's still quite early for me here in British Columbia. It's not even 8 o'clock yet, but it looks like it's going to be a decent day. We get a lot of rain here on Vancouver
I
Island.
see. You are an active person because your lessons start early morning, I think. There's 4 hours difference in time between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first lessons on Fridays and Saturdays, I start at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it's 12:30 now. Yeah, 12:30 in Newfoundland and Labrador.
But I have to, because like, for example, for people in India, it's like 13 hours over. So for them, it's already nighttime, right? We're kind of the last people in the world to do everything here in British Columbia.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Ghazi. Let's look at some part 3 questions. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to jump back to the beginning here. And I will ask you a question. Just give me a nice full sentence answer. Really pay attention to answering the question accurately, okay? So let's talk more about exercising the mind. What are different ways that people keep their minds in good health?
Yeah, there are different methods that people use it in order to improve their thinking, like physical exercise, like walking and swimming. Also, the health nutrition, it is very important. Because our brains need a lot of oxygen. Also, the mental activities also are important, like reading and playing chess. Usually, I play chess 30 minutes every day.
Okay. All right. Not bad at all. Okay, so that's a solid 6 to 6.5. Ghazi, and you're getting better. You're starting to speed up a bit. I can feel a little bit of a faster, a little bit of speed improvement there. That's great.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
to increase my speed. Yeah.
Ghazi, little bit more concise, little bit more accurate with the grammar, little bit less information.
Yeah.
And a little bit faster, and then you're going to be band 9. Okay.
Okay.
So let me show you what I mean. So I asked you, What are different ways that people keep their minds in good health? Okay, and then in the beginning, you kind of started slow, and that's okay because I could tell that you're thinking, and you said, yeah, there are different methods. So instead of saying ways, you said methods, and that's really good because you reminded yourself that you need to say more than just one, right? So you're using the question in your answer, you're doing some paraphrasing. If we want to do more paraphrasing, you could say, yeah, there are a variety of methods that people, and then here you got a little wordy. You said that people use in order to improve. That people use to improve. You don't need to say in order to. Okay, so you can just say that people use to improve their thinking. If we want to be really fancy, we can say cognitive functions.
Yeah, cognitive thinking. Yeah,
functions. Yeah, that was Joe used that last class, and that was really good. And then you said like physical exercise, like walking or swimming. I thought that was good. And then you said also like healthy nutrition, right? Like a healthy diet, of course, right? Eating healthy foods is really important to have our brains function well. If we eat too much sugar or drink too much coffee, then or drink too much alcohol, our brain definitely does not function well, right?
I thought to improve some details. When I say healthy nutrition, I thought to put some what the kind of nutrition like omega-3.
Yeah, you should have. You should have. You should have. You should have said like omega-3. Just that. You know why? Because what you said is actually a little bit weird. So you said it is very important because our brains need a lot of oxygen. And that's where I was kind of like, nutrition? Oxygen? What?
Yeah, some explanations. Yeah,
yeah, oxygen is strange though, right? Because oxygen isn't really nutrition. Oxygen is more from exercise, like walking or swimming. So that's a little bit confusing. So here, you should have just said something like omega-3. Okay. And then you started talking about reading and playing chess. You have to be careful, especially if you're not speaking all that fast. The examiner might interrupt you at this point because you've already given some good answers: walking, swimming, nutrition. And if you're not speaking fast enough, now the examiner is going to worry that you're going to keep talking because they can see that you're talkative, you've got lots of ideas, but they need to stop you, right? So, so take that out. So you have to kind of feel this, okay, that's enough. And then you say, usually I play chess. I would just say something different here because you didn't talk about chess at this point. So I would say something like, I eat a lot of fish. For this reason.
I mentioned to some mental activities. Then I added like
too much. Once Ghazi, you speak fast, like blah 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 blah, then you can add that part, okay? But but until you get to that speed, when you sit the IELTS exam, careful not to overspeak, otherwise they'll interrupt you. Okay, so you have to find this balance. Okay, Ghazi, let me repeat the question, the answer, copy after me, and then you'll feel it. Okay, so here we go. What are different ways that people keep their minds in good health? There are a variety of methods that people use to improve their cognitive functions, like physical exercise, like walking or swimming. Also, like healthy nutrition, such as omega-3. I eat a lot of fish for this reason. Okay, what are different ways that people keep their minds in good health?
There are a variety of methods that people use to improve their cognitive functions, like physical exercise, such as walking or swimming. Also, like healthy nutrition, such consuming omega-3. I eat a lot of fish for this reason.
Great. So if you were to say this answer with this level of fluency, it's a band 7, 5 to 8. If you say it about 10% faster, 15% faster, it's a band 9. Okay. All right. That gives you an idea of
speed.
Yeah. So at some point, once you have the language, once you have the grammar, then speed
Yeah.
does become important. You don't have to speak really fast, but just fast enough that I don't have to
Yeah,
feel
it's
like I'm
part
being patient.
of it. Yeah, the speed
Yeah.
also. So just question,
Hmm.
Adrian. Now the question I see a lot of question like they talk about brawler, ways or that is repeat that this question. So when they talk about different ways. There is a specific number I have to like 3 ways, 4 ways, or doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's a good question, Ghazi. That's a really good
Yeah.
question, actually. I mean, again, it depends on your fluency, right? So if you're very fluent, you might be able to mention 3, 4 different reasons or different ways.
Yeah.
If you're a little bit less fluent, then just 2 ways, but mention at least 2 ways. If you were like, well, Adrian, just give me the standard. Like, if I'm, doesn't
Yeah.
matter who I am, I just gone into the IELTS exam, I would say 2 to 3. So when they're asking for
2 ways.
multiple
Yeah.
ideas, 2 to 3 ideas is enough. Yeah.
Yeah, it means 2 ways at least.
At least 2 ways. At least, yeah, because it's plural. So at least 2 ways.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
Okay, Ghazi, have an awesome rest of your weekend in Newfoundland, Labrador.
You too. Thank you. I appreciate that. See you later.
Bye, Ghazi. All right. Fellow Canadian over on the East Coast, working hard in the morning on the weekend. Good for Ghazi. All right. So, Shahrukh, you're back. I want to be a volunteer. I'm using a mobile device. Don't have a PC as of right now. Shahrukh, let's give it one more shot, okay? I'm all about trying and giving second chances. So, are you ready? Let's see if we're able to connect through your mobile device. Okay. All right. Students, of course, use this interface to practice your IELTS speaking with each other as well. That's what it's for. It's for you to regularly practice. It's free, by the way. If you just use the free version of our course, you can use this interface 100% free. Okay. If you like it, buy our full course. It'll help you. Okay. All right. Here we go. Hi, Shahrukh. I hear that you picked up. However, I do not hear your voice. I think that your mobile device is having a bit of difficulty recognizing the software or enabling your microphone. Yeah, mobile phones are a bit tricky when it comes to chat interfaces. Even with software like Messenger or WhatsApp, you can get into some tricky, difficult situations. So these kinds of chat interfaces, students, work best on PC. But if you've got a phone, you can give it a try. We have had success in the past. So Shahrukh, keep trying, keep checking in your settings. Maybe do a search online, like how do I enable my microphone for browsers on my phone? Okay. All right, Shahrukh. I will do this with you later. Also, if you have YouTube going on a phone, phones have a lot of problems working multiple audio-visual apps at the same time. All right, let's see. John seems to be ready. John, are you there? Are you ready? John says, yes, I am. Hi, John.
How are you doing, sir?
I am doing fantastic. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
I think I've had too much coffee. That's why I'm like, I'm fantastic. I made my coffee stronger this morning than usual, and it's got me wound up a bit. John, where are you right now?
I'm in Uzbekistan, Samarkand.
Uzbekistan. You volunteered before, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, sure. I think it's about triple times.
Okay, yeah. I kind of, like we have so many volunteers, right? But I do kind of reckon. And John, not a, it's kind of a common name. So,
Yeah.
I think it's the. So I have to recognize you by voice. I think John is like the second most common name, maybe after Mohammed. But anyway. Lee is up there too. Lee, John, and Mohammed. Those are the most common male names in the world, I believe. Okay, well, John, can you remind me again, why are you doing the IELTS exam?
Well, first of all, it's my hobby and for university entrance.
Okay, good. It's also useful for a lot of other reasons. So even after you used it for university, if you get a really good score, like a band 8 or higher, putting it on your CV, resume for work, even later in life, it's great. Employers love to see nice high IELTS scores on CVs. So, okay, John, let's do this. So I'm going to ask you a question or two and then give you some feedback. How does that sound?
Yeah, that's
all
good.
right. Here we go. So let's talk more about exercising the mind. What are different ways that people keep their minds in good health?
Well, there are obviously a few ways or methods that people can use in order to improve their mindset. First and foremost, I would mention exercising, like jogging or swimming. These are the, I think, best two exercise, which basically keeps not only our body but also our mindset. Aside from that, doing some crosswords like and puzzles daily would be wonderful, because puzzles like crosswords are basically the ones which basically sharpen our mind.
And which of these is the most effective?
Well, it's difficult to choose one of them as the best, but I think doing exercises daily would be wonderful, because as I've mentioned, this keeps us fit in terms of both physically and mentally. So I think this one would be better.
Okay. Very good. Okay, very good. All right. So first of all, your band score. Your band score, I think, John, is hovering around a 7. So on the maybe the lower end of 7, but I think you should be able to get a 7, 7.5 even at this point. You just have to make a couple of corrections. You start quite strong. So when you start your response, it's quite clear and concise, which means that you're giving information in a short way. You're giving details and you have nice long sentences, but you're not redundant, you're not repeating, you're not losing your ideas. And then in the second half of your response, you start to lose it a little bit and you make more grammatical mistakes and you kind of repeat yourself a little bit and you include a couple of awkward phrases. So
yeah,
when you start, it's like a band 7.5, almost like an 8. And by the time you finish your answer, you're closer to a 6.5. So you start high and then you drop a little bit, a band and a half even by the end of it. So probably the question right now, John, in your head is like, how do I fix that, right? What do I do? There are a couple strategies, okay? And a couple of different exercises that you can do. First of all, I think you are now at the level in English where you have to practice longer conversations. So don't just get into casual, short types of conversations with friends or people around you who speak English, but really focus on structured, longer conversations on specific topics, giving small presentations. There's a really good international club called Toastmasters. They've been around for a long time, completely free to join. Have you heard about this club, Toastmasters?
Oh, actually, no. Let me just write it quickly.
I'll write it in here. I'll write it in here. It's called Toastmasters. A Toastmaster is, by the way, and this is for everybody who's listening, a Toastmaster is the person that at a birthday celebration or at a company meeting, they're the ones who stand up with a glass and then hit the glass, bing, bing, bing. I'd like to make a small speech about the guest of honor. I've known John for the past 3 years. He's a fantastic guy. He's worked really hard at our company. He's brought in a lot of sales. So I would be the Toastmaster giving this little speech, right? That's why this club is called Toastmasters, because they basically help people to become very good at public speaking. Okay.
Oh.
And they're an international club. You can basically find them just about anywhere in the world. They've been around for many, many years, very well recognized, and they're free to join. And I highly recommend checking them out. And then anybody who's like a band 6 or higher can join this club and really practice their public speaking in English. Okay. So Google this club.
Yeah, sure.
Join, and Toastmasters should like send me a gift or something. They don't even know I'm promoting them. So, Toastmaster, Google this club, join and practice long speeches. Okay, because that's what you need to do, is practice longer speeches. Okay.
Got it.
All right. Now, of course, another strategy that you can use so that you don't fall apart near the end of your answer is a quick example, right? So this is the reason I make sure to do both physical exercise and strategy games in my spare time. And then by giving that quick example, you kind of pull your answer together. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so don't forget your quick example, especially when you're doing the IELTS exam. Okay. All right. So here, the focus for me was mostly on the follow-up question. I said, which of these is the most effective? And you said, well, it's difficult to choose one of them as the best. But I think doing exercises daily would be wonderful because, as I mentioned, this or these keeps us fit. This would be a this because it's exercise.
Oh, yeah.
So just like I said, near the end, more grammar mistakes, a little bit more awkward. So because, as I mentioned, this keeps us fit both physically and mentally. And then you said there was a little bit of staggering there. And then you said, so I think this one would be better, bit of repetition there. There's an expression in English, or a saying. We say, as the saying goes. And you can, if you know this and it's perfect for the answer, you can definitely use it. If it's not, don't just use it, okay? So never use a saying or an idiom or an expression just to use an idiom. But if you can say one that's perfect, then you can use it. So as the saying goes, a healthy body, can you finish it? John, do you know the rest of this saying? A healthy body.
As the saying goes, well, I actually have no idea.
Try it. What do you think? What do you guess the second half of this is? It's short. A healthy body is a...
key to a success.
Not bad. I like it. It's even simpler than that. Is a healthy mind.
Oh, yeah.
So a healthy body is a healthy mind. All right. So there's different ways to say it, but that's a very common way. Okay. I saw somebody in general IELTS there. Who is that? Somebody there. Majid said healthy mind. Yeah. Absolutely. He's heard it. All right. So here we go. Let me repeat this response and then copy after me. Okay. So which of these is the most effective? Well, it's difficult to choose one of them as the best, but I think doing exercises daily would be wonderful because, as I mentioned, this keeps us fit both physically and mentally. And as the saying goes, a healthy body is a healthy mind. Which of these is the most effective?
Well, it's difficult to choose one of them as the best, but I think doing exercises daily would be wonderful because, as I have mentioned, this keeps us fit both physically and mentally. As the saying goes, a healthy body is a healthy mind.
Yeah. And Dorsey said leads to a healthy mind. Dorsey, you're right. That's another way to say it. So we do say a healthy body leads to a healthy mind. Okay. So that's how you do it. And definitely you want, and this is for everybody who's there's a lot of people who have a similar level of English as you, John, and they have kind of a similar challenge of keeping the same level of communication all the way until the end, right? So
Yeah.
Practicing that is key. Okay, cool. John, thank you so much for volunteering. Keep up the good work and check out that club, Toastmasters. Okay?
Yeah, definitely. I give it a shot.
Okay, sounds good. Bye, John. Have a great rest of your weekend.
You too. Thank you, Marcel.
You're welcome. All right, so that was John. By the way, students, we don't have Carolina in here and some of our members moderating and things, but give the volunteers a thumbs up. They're doing a great job, so give them a thumbs up. Let them know that you're supporting them. Let them know that you think that they're doing great. And John and Ghazi certainly did their best, and we appreciate that. So there we go. Simran, Rashika, some claps. Good. Okay. All right. Okay, so we've got Anish, Jashur, Balat. Hey, let's give Balat another chance here. Balat came back too. Let's try Balat. Balat, are you ready? Did you test the system? Kyber, there you are. Hi. Did you test the system? Okay. Balat says, let's try. All right, let's do it, right? I think Balat is also from Uzbekistan. All right, Balat. I heard you pick up quite fast there, but I still can't hear you. And Balat, I think you're also in Uzbekistan. And as you just heard, John was also calling from Uzbekistan. So it does work in your region. It's just something on your end. Okay, so over the weekend, test it out, check it out, do a little bit of research online, Google what could cause your microphone to not function on a specific browser or on a specific website, and then I'm sure it'll give you some answers. Okay. Thanks for all the thumbs up and support, everyone. That's super nice. Okay, let's try somebody else. Jasur. See if Jasur is ready. Jasur, you absolutely can. Are you ready? Hopefully Jasur is with us. I'm guessing Jasur is maybe in India, but we'll find out. That'll be my first question, Jasur. Where are you? If you're still there. We're not sure about that. That's why I always, by the way, okay, Jasur's there. Cool. That's why I always ask, because you never know. Maybe you went to get a delicious sandwich. All right, Jasur. Victoria reaching out here to wherever you are. Lots of rings. My head's starting to ring. Nope. Okay. No dice with Jasur. I'm not sure what happened there, Jasur. I was ringing, but yeah, I didn't hear anything. Okay, Anish. I know we've connected before, so should work. Are you ready? Anish, are you there? Yes, awesome. Also, internet connections, everyone, because I know, Anish, that we've connected in the past, but you got to have a good internet connection. It's got to be stable. So, and I know that's not always available. It's the other problem with mobile phones, right, is that they often don't have stable internet connections. You can look up websites and information, but they're not stable enough for video, audio, microphone, and all that, okay? Jat, please speak in English. Okay. Or chat. I should say chat in English. Anish, I can't hear you, my good man, so I will come back to you later or circle back to you later. Let's try somebody else. Kamal Deep and Mandeep. Start with Kamal Deep. Kamal Deep, are you ready? Again, when you know the schedule of these classes, I was off with the schedule. I'm sorry about that, by the way. I know I put it in as 7 and I was actually 7:30. But when you know the schedule, try to get to your PC for these, or your Apple for these, like a computer, for these live chat sessions. Kamal Deep, are you ready? I can see that you said you want to volunteer, and I think you just pinged me. So if you are there, yeah, you are. Let's try this. Kamal Deep, hi.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
I am quite well. What about you?
Yeah, I'm doing well also. Thank you for asking. And I can definitely hear you loud and clear. Kamal Deep, where are you right now, may I ask?
I am from India.
You are from India, big, beautiful country. What part of India?
In Punjab province.
In the Punjab province.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. And
Northwest side.
sorry, one more time.
Northwest side.
The northwest side. Okay, yeah, I was
Yes.
talking at the same time, so I didn't hear that. The northwest side. I will definitely have to visit India one of these days. Kamal Deep, why are you taking the IELTS exam?
Because I want to do my further studies in abroad. So that's why I am doing IELTS.
What kind of studies and what country?
I will do my IT in Canada. So
IT in Canada. Good for you. Awesome.
yes.
Do you know what part of Canada? Because Canada is also a very big country.
I think I will go Toronto University.
Toronto University, one of our top universities here on the East Coast. You will still be very far away from me, Kamal Deep. You will still be about 4,000 kilometers from where I am. You'll still be in another time zone. So,
Yes, sir.
it's a big country. Okay, Kamal Deep, let's get to work. Let me ask you some part 3 questions. Give me some nice full sentence answers, and then I will give you some feedback, okay? And so, let's do this. Some people believe that a healthy body leads to a healthy mind. Do you agree with this?
Well, I agree with the statement to some extent, but it's not always necessary that healthy body always lead to healthy mind. Because some people having healthy body, but they have less intelligent. So I think it doesn't matter that healthy body leads to always healthy mind.
What improvements in the education system could improve the thinking of students?
I think education system must be given more importance to practical work instead of theoretical work, and I think that would be better for students, and students can sharpen their mind by doing so.
Okay. Good. So your band score, Kamal Deep, would be about a band 5 to a band 5.5. I'll explain why, and I'll explain what you can do to make it better. I think you can probably go to a 6.65 very quickly. You just have to change your answers a little bit, change the way that you answer a little bit. And do pay attention to grammar a bit. I made some corrections while I was typing, so we won't see all of your mistakes. But when you go back, watch this video again, check the 54-minute mark, 53-minute mark, you can see those or hear those grammatical mistakes. So I said some people believe that a healthy body leads to a healthy mind. Do you agree with this? And you said, well, I agree with this statement to some extent. That's a really difficult choice that you made there. Okay. Healthy body most of the time. I think a lot of people will agree with me on this, that a healthy body most of the time will be a healthy mind. So agreeing to some extent here creates a very challenging conversation that you and I might have maybe in a university debate or something like that, but not the IELTS. Why did you choose such a difficult answer?
I don't know why I chose.
Did you hear
I
this on the internet or somewhere that you should agree to some extent?
no, I felt a little bit nervous when I gave my answer. So
Okay.
uh,
Yeah, I know, I get that. I was worried that maybe you saw like a video where they tell you like only agree to some extent or always half agree. I don't agree with that. Okay, so I don't agree that it's a good idea to only half agree or to some extent. You have to pay attention to the question. So for some questions, the answers are very obviously one side or another side. Like if I ask you like some people believe that daily exercise is good for the body. Do you agree with this? You should definitely say yes. I agree with this. It's much easier than saying I kind of agree. So it's usually better to choose one side. Okay, so careful with that. Okay, but let's go with this difficult answer. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so you said, well, I agree with this statement to some extent, but it's not always related that a healthy body leads to a healthy mind, because some people have a healthy body but are less intelligent. So I think it depends on the individual.
yes, sir.
Okay, so this doesn't really tell your listener too much. It hasn't really answered this question clearly. Okay, so here you should give a bit more information. I would say something like, certainly most of the time when people exercise and have a healthy diet, they can make good decisions. But there are some people who do this and still create problems for society, like committing crime. Okay, possibly. Like if I really wanted to kind of get into this, so I would give a little bit more here. Okay, a little bit more explanation.
Okay, sir.
I found that the second answer that you gave was similar in the way that there wasn't enough clarity or enough detail in your answer. Okay, so I asked you this question. What improvements in the education system could improve the thinking of students? So what you want to really focus on, Kamal Deep, is better explanations, better examples, more details there, okay? So here you said, I think should have been, I think the education system. What's another way to say education system? A simple way.
Academic places.
Academic places is great. I still think it's not necessarily, it's complex. You could just say schools, right?
Okay, sir.
Right, if you want to keep it really simple. So I think schools must be given, must give. So it's active here, not passive. Must give more importance to practical work instead of theoretical work. And I think that would be better for students because they could sharpen their minds. That's kind of circular reasoning. So why does practical work instead of theoretical work help to sharpen the mind? What do you think?
I think they will know better when they do theoretical work by their own hands.
Still circular reasoning. So you're still just going in a circle, right? So hands-on experience will help students understand the ways the real world functions, and this can empower them to come up with better solutions. in life, such as fixing their car by watching YouTube videos, for example, right? So, Kamal Deep, what you really want to focus on and work on when you're practicing is get into more practical explanations and examples, okay?
Sir, it always necessary to give example in every answer.
It's not always necessary. I would say like 50-60% of your answers should include some kind of an example. However, especially for your situation where you have this kind of circular reasoning, like electric cars are better for the environment because electric cars are great for nature, right? So when you have this kind of circular type of reasoning, that's definitely when you want to think about including an example more often, okay?
Okay, sir. If we get unfamiliar topic in our interviews, then what would you we should do?
Dig deep. So if you get a topic that you're not extremely familiar about, you can't change your topic. So you have to do your best. Don't think about, oh, I don't know this, or don't stress about what you don't know. Focus on what you do know. When IELTS experts make the exam, they really work hard to find topics that they think everybody should be able to answer. No matter if it's a man or a woman, if you're 18 years old or 55 years old, if you're living in India or Canada, you should have some ideas. Like take these topics, for example, right? Improving the mind or improving thinking. Everybody in the world should have some ideas about how to improve thinking, right? You just have to think about it. So you have to reflect on your past experience, what you learned in schools, what you saw in movies, what your friends told you, and you have to give an answer. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right, so let's practice this. Good questions. I'm going to read this question, the answer, and then copy after me, okay? So what improvements in the education system could improve the thinking of students? I think schools must give more importance to practical work instead of theoretical work, and that would be better for students because they can sharpen their minds. Hands-on experience helps students understand the way the real world functions, and this empowers them to come up with better solutions, like fixing a car by watching YouTube videos. What improvements in the education system could improve the thinking of students?
I think school must give more importance to practical work instead of theoretical work. And I think that would be better for students because they could sharpen their minds. Hands-on experience will help students understand the way the real world functions, and this can empower them to come up with better solution in life, such as fixing their car by watching some YouTube videos.
Awesome. So that's what you want to focus on, okay? And it's improvements. So more focus on practical work is good.
Okay.
Maybe more focus on critical thinking, more focus on arts as well. So you want to kind of give a couple answers there. Okay, Kamal Deep, thank you so much for volunteering. Keep up the good practice, okay? And really focus on those explanations and examples, all right?
Okay. Sir, what about my fluency?
Fluency is fine. Your fluency is like a band 8, so don't worry about that. Worry about the content of what you're saying. Okay? All
Okay,
right.
sir. Okay.
Bye, Kamal Deep. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so that was Kamal Deep. Should we try Mandeep? See how Mandeep does? All right. Mandeep says, I want to volunteer. I hope you're still there, Mandeep. I told you I'd come back to you. Are you ready? Okay. So let's take Mandeep on. Rashika, Simran, thank you for the claps. That's awesome. Support. Great. Okay. Mishajit says, I guess Mandeep is also from Punjab. I don't know. We'll ask. Mandeep, are you there? I don't know. Mandeep, it sounds like you picked up, but I can't hear you. If you really are also from Punjab, that means that it should work there for you. Are you there, Mandeep? Can you hear me? Check your microphone. Nope. Okay, I think my camera just had a glitch there too, but that's okay. I can restart that. All right, Mandeep, yeah, check out the connection there, see what happened. Meanwhile, I'll quickly fix my camera here as well, hopefully. There we go. All right, you'll see me move here in a second. Okay, we'll come back to Mandeep later. Okay, let's see. Do we have some other volunteers? We've got Sanjay, we've got False, who I'm guessing is somebody else, Tran, Krishna. Any female volunteers out there? Anybody else who would like to try one of these speaking part 3 questions and get some feedback? Now's your time to shine. I think Jasur, Jasur says they're not able to connect, which is fine. Shakruk says, Shakruk says, also enable the app, this feature, please. Yeah, creating a chat interface in an app is not an easy job. So especially when the app is native, right? It's not a WYSIWYG app, but we're working on it. The good news is we're working on it. It's thousands of dollars of development, and we are working on it. So that feature is coming where the app will also connect to this chat interface. Okay. All right. Okay, well, I don't see anybody else pinging me, so I am not going to force people to be out of their comfort zones, but communicate with each other. Okay, so ping each other, communicate with each other. Again, everybody, you can also find IELTS speaking questions right here in the chat interface. So you can click on objects, and then at the top you have like different options here for questions right up there. And then you can see all the questions. You have part 1, and then you have part 2. And of course, you also have part 3, like what we're practicing right now. Okay, so use these questions. Okay. All right. Well, we have somebody volunteering. I wonder who's that. You want to try once more? Okay, let's try once more. Okay. Wonder who that is. Oh, okay, well, I'll come back. Okay, Mandeep says they joined from a different device. Let's give Mandeep a second chance here. And then we'll do second rounds for others as well. Mandeep, or Manideep.
Hey,
how are you doing?
I'm great. How about you?
Good. And you said you switched devices, so obviously that fixed the problem. Was your first device a phone, the second one a computer?
No, it's actually an Apple device, so probably that is causing an issue.
Oh, yeah, Apple with their proprietary software. I love Apple, but yeah, their proprietary software makes it difficult sometimes. All right, Manideep. A lot of people I think are curious. Are you also in Punjab?
No. Actually, I'm from Hyderabad, India.
Hyderabad, India. Okay, cool. Yeah, so just by sharing that suffix deep doesn't necessarily mean that you're from the same region, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Manideep, and why are you taking the IELTS exam?
Yeah, I'm taking IELTS exam because it is a prerequisite for me to apply Masters in Business Analytics at University of Texas in United States.
Nice answer. Keep answering like that and you'll get a band 9 on your speaking section.
Thank you, Adrian.
That's exactly what you need to do. Communicate clearly and precisely. I didn't have to ask you any questions. I didn't have to ask you what you're doing in your school. I didn't have to ask you where you're going for your studies. You gave me all of that information in one fell swoop. And that's exactly what you need to do. You know, I think a lot of people when they're in the IELTS, they think, or they're nervous, but they also kind of feel like it's just another ESL conversation, like when they're in their English classes. And you know how like in English classes, the teachers always ask like, what are your hobbies? Or what are you doing? Or what are you doing for school? And then people kind of get bored answering the same question to every fellow student and teacher. But the IELTS, you have to feel like you're talking for the first time about this and you're super excited and you have to give lots of details, just like what you did with me right now. Okay, so that's the right attitude. Okay, Manny Deep, let me help you with this mission to go to Texas U, and we'll look at some part 3 questions. Okay, ready?
Sure. Yes.
Here we go. Let's discuss effective learning. What are the most important steps needed to make sure students learn effectively?
I think there are several steps that we can follow to make students learn effectively. Some of them is to have hands-on practice, and also in addition to having this hands-on practice, it's good to have some additional classes like yoga classes and physical exercise classes. This will improve their cognitive abilities. During my schooling, I used to have a yoga class after my classes, so that helped me a lot in improving my cognitive abilities.
How has technology helped increase the efficiency of learning?
Yeah, technology has helped a lot in improving the efficiency of learning. Like now, people can improve their cognitive abilities right from their homes or right from their comfort zones. I can directly go onto the YouTube and I can watch any videos on any topics that I would like to learn. In fact, for my preparation of IELTS, I'm following your videos. So I think technology has helped a lot.
Okay, that was really good. All right, so that's solid. That would be like band 8.5, quite possibly even a 9. Okay, you're definitely between the 8-9 range. Okay, so really good, really good. Okay, fast answers, precise answers. You're focusing on the strategy of answer, explanation, example. I love how in both situations you realize that, I'm kind of running out of ideas. No problem. I'll just throw in an example from real life. I'll make it smooth. I'll make it fast, and that'll be that. I'll finish, and then the examiner can go on. And that works. That works like a charm. Okay, I realize that you're done. Your answer. You've given me that example. It's put basically a conclusion on the end of what you're saying. So that's what you want to do. Okay. What you can do to be even better, Manny Deep, so to really target that band 9, and you're gonna think it's kind of weird. I'm gonna say this, but slow down. Okay, you are obviously very fluent in English. I can tell that you've had many years of practice. I can tell that you're using it in everyday life. So for you, it's not about English. For you, it's not about the words. It's not about the grammar. Your grammar is band 9. Your vocabulary is a band 9. Just by the different word forms, like you're using schooling instead of school, for example. So a completely unique word form that's very effective. You basically didn't make any awkward grammatical mistakes that aren't natural to English. So those are all band 9. So for you, the only improvement that you can make is content. It's purely content. So even better information to achieve that perfect score. Another really good step that you took there, Manny Deep, is you used the question in your answer. So right away, and you weren't worried about necessarily paraphrasing, you just made sure to use the question so that you stay targeted. So I asked you, what are the most important steps needed to make sure students learn effectively? And you said, I think there are several steps we can follow for students. I couldn't even keep up with the typing because you're speaking so fast, but you said there are several steps that we can follow to make sure that students learn effectively, such as hands-on practice. That was in the previous. In addition, it's good to have yoga classes, physical exercise. And then you said, during my schooling, I used to do yoga, and this was really helpful for me to learn well. Okay, so that was good. Again, content. So slow down a bit. and then maybe think of some other clever ideas to answer the question, steps needed to make sure students learn effectively. Aside from yoga classes, exercise, what else helps students learn effectively? Keep your mind open, broad.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about it.
There's lots. There's usually, what you should always remember, and this is kind of for everybody who's watching, there's usually a lot of answers. Like there's usually at least 4 or 5 answers that are right in front of you. They're fairly simple. When I say them, you'll be like, oh yeah, of course, right? And then there's at least another 10 or 20 that are there as well. You just have to think more about them. So remember your real life situation. Why are you doing this with me right now? Why are you here on this YouTube channel?
Well, like I want to improve my IELTS score.
Right. So what are you using to help you learn more effectively?
Technology.
Right. So technology would be one, right? Always think about those big ideas that kind of are common to all humans. So technology is a big part of our life that affects many parts of life, including effective learning. So technology is one. What else? What else is happening by you being here in this class right now?
I'm able to connect with people remotely and communicate.
Absolutely. So another way to learn effectively is connect with people, right?
Yes.
So connecting with peers and teachers, right? So good educators, right? Why did you choose this YouTube channel and these materials, or maybe if you use our website, AE Help materials, and why not other materials?
Like I've done my own research, and I found that the course that you're providing is much more concise and have really good strategies.
I promise everybody watching that I did not tell Mandeep to say that before the class.
Yes.
It's true, right, Mandeep? Okay, so, but I'm proving a point here. No, more importantly, right? So quality materials, right, would be another one. Quality
Definitely.
learning materials. Okay, so just, keep that low-hanging fruit, those easy ideas in mind. And anytime that you're practicing your speaking now, when you're doing these questions for part 1, 2, and 3, record yourself. Like I say, your speaking is very good. You're clearly a band 8 to a band 9 level. So what you want to do is listen back to your answers and take an extra second to rethink your answers and think, okay, what am I missing? What are these other easy ideas that I could have included? So for example, going back to this question, what are the most important steps needed to make sure students learn effectively? I think there are several steps we can follow, as I said, hands-on practice or exercise classes. As well, technology has become essential for effective learning, and having smart peers and good teachers, as well as quality learning materials. So during my school, I pay attention to this. I research good materials to study IELTS. I found ahelp.com and it's been very useful. Okay, so see how I kind of went into that now, right? Okay, so one more time, try this, Mandeep. What are the most important steps needed to make sure students learn effectively?
I think there are several steps students can follow to improve their learning effectively. One is definitely hands-on practice. And in addition to having hands-on practice, technology is something that has really improved a lot in how we communicate. And also we can use technology to search a lot of information. In fact, during my schooling, due to the COVID, we had to have these online classes. So definitely technology has made it possible. I was able to learn directly from my home.
Okay, good. Now, there you started to really go down the rabbit hole of technology. It's important too for the IELTS to be able to pull yourself out of that, right? So just kind of wherever you feel like, okay, I'm talking too much about technology, just stop and say, also, of course, having good teacher, whether online or in person, and having good materials using that technology. So going to the right websites and downloading the right materials or videos. Okay, so be able to pull yourself out of those kind of rabbit rabbit holes that we tend to fall into sometimes. All right, so practice that, and you might surprise yourself. You might even get a band 9 on your exam for speaking, okay?
Sure, Adrian. And I have just one question. This may be a small one. This is related to the part 1. So the question is like, where do you live, right? There is a question that commonly examiner asks. So let's say if I am in Hyderabad, right now I'm from Hyderabad, right? So if I'm in Hyderabad, should I say I live in a 3-bedroom detached house with my parents in a gated community here in Hyderabad, or it's fine to continue like in Hyderabad, the capital city of Telangana state, located in the southern part of India? Because even the examiner is in the same location. So is it good to say all these things?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, it is good to say all those locations. Don't say things, right? So it is good to say all those locations and all those details. Absolutely, because people travel for IELTS. So some people, they're living in a village or town where IELTS is not available, and they have to travel into that center. So they might not actually live in that location. The examiner has no idea whether you're local or you had to travel there. They don't know. So giving them that level of detail is absolutely fine. I liked your first answer the best, where you clearly told me your residence as well. Like you said, 3-bedroom detached house in a gated community. That gave me a lot of clarity, and definitely include that. Okay.
thank you, Adrian.
All right, Manny Deep, I am certain that you will succeed, and you will be in Texas, and the U.S. will be happy to have you. If you get bored of the U.S., come over to Canada. We'll be happy to have you too, okay?
Definitely. Thanks a lot.
Right. You're welcome. Bye, Manny Deep. All right, I'm trying to poach clever people to Canada. All right. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for our volunteers. That was awesome. Well done, everyone. Well done. We all have ways that we can improve our communication and speaking. All of us, everyone, myself included, of course. So we want to identify those areas of weakness. We want to work on them. We want to improve them. And this interface on our website, aehelp.com, student partner speaking, you've got your speaking questions, you've got your speaking interface. It does work on most devices and definitely PCs, so try it out. Okay, try it out. False, I see that you're still here. Next time I'll be looking for you. Okay, all right. Jamal says you promised that you would practice with me. All right, you know what? I'm a man of my word, Jamal. If I can connect with you, I will ask you a question, okay? I almost said goodbye to everybody, but Jamal, if we can connect, I will do it.
Hello.
Hi, Jamal.
Hi, Mr. Adrian. How are you?
Good. You called me out on my promise, so here I am, like a genie,
Yes,
like a
thank you
genie in
for
a bottle,
calling.
like a genie in a bottle. Poof, here I am. All right, Jamal, how are you? Where are you right now?
I'm from Azerbaijan, from Baku,
Azerbaijan, Baku. And why are you taking IELTS?
because I wanna go for abroad, study in abroad, in Europe, and for it I need take IELTS, get IELTS about 6 or 6.5 band.
Okay, great. Jamal,
Yes.
be like Manny Deep. So specific details will get you those high band scores. Remember how Manny Deep says, I'm going to the United States to study, I believe it was engineering. So you told me that you're going to Europe to study, but
Yes.
where in Europe? Germany, Europe is big, right? So Germany,
Okay.
France, Spain. What are you going to study? Are you going to study biology, physics, chemistry?
Okay, there are many variants. For example, for the country for studying, there are there are countries like Poland, Italy, like Estonia, and Hun- Hun- Hun-
Hungary.
oh my God. Hungary. Yes, Hungary, and
I'm ethnically Hungarian, so I speak Hungarian. So Budapest.
yeah,
Right?
I like this country because um, our country have great relationships with this country.
Mm-hmm.
For it, I like this country too, and I know some friends who studying in that country, and they very liked it. So, but my profession is economist.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanna I have a baccalaureate studying. Now I wanna get a master studying.
Okay, so you have a bachelor's.
Bachelor, yes.
Yes, and now you're
sorry.
going for your master's studies. Okay, so Jamal, find the happy medium. So not general, like I want to study in Europe, so I'm going there, and not this much detail where you're telling me 10 different countries and so much, but find that happy medium. So on the IELTS, you want details, but you also want to be concise. So meaning that you want to speak in a short, detailed way. Okay.
Yes, of course.
So the way that you'd want to answer this question when the IELTS examiner asks you, what are your plans, or what do you plan to do in the next couple of years? So you want to be concise. You don't have to tell me the truth. So even if you have 5, 6 different countries where you might go and study, just give me your top 3, right?
Yes.
So you want to say something like, well, I plan to, and this is where you can use nice vocabulary like either, okay? So I plan to study master's economics in either Hungary or Poland next year, so I'm taking the IELTS exam. So it's detailed but concise, okay? So let me try that with you, okay? So what are you planning to do
I
in the
got
next
it.
year?
Okay, I wanna get master economics in Poland or Hungary for the next year.
Right, so in a university there. Okay, good.
In a university, of course.
Yeah, so not the country, right? You have to,
Yeah.
so not too concise, right? Then it becomes awkward, okay?
Thank you
All right.
for advice.
Okay, let me ask you a part 3 question. Here we go.
Okay. Sorry, I want to say just one thing. I joined today's lesson. How can I say? Not in the not from beginning. For it, I missed some your advices, but after ending this today's lesson, I will watch whole lesson. Yes, for it, I maybe can't say some right answers.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just focus on giving an answer, explanation, and example, right? There's information is infinite. So just what you're doing is fine. You're getting in there, give me an answer, explanation, example, and you're good to go. Here we go. Okay, so we're still talking about effective learning. So which kinds of technology will make a big difference in education and learning in the future?
In the future, I think there phones can improve their technological sides, and they can add some new novelties. For example, they can add some new ads for learning English, for learning language or learning other sciences. I think that's all.
Okay, so that would be about a band 5.5. Close to a 6, but I think still 5.5. Okay, just because you have some awkward breaks and I can feel that you're having difficulty expressing your idea fully and clearly. And for a band 6, you have to be fluent. It doesn't have to be an amazing answer, but it still has to be fluent. And I need to feel that you're not having too much difficulty completing your sentence. Never finish with "and that's all." Okay, so don't use that.
Yes.
And the end, right? And that's all, folks. Like Porky Pig in Looney Tunes. And deep, that's all, folks. No, don't do that. Okay, instead give an example, right? So I read an article that new apps are coming out next year for learning English. So give an example to finish if you must, but never say "and that's all." Okay, so one good step that you took is you realize this is about the future. So future, and there is a chance that in the IELTS you'll get one question about the future because the examiner is testing your ability to talk about the future using will or will have been. So that form of grammar. Okay, visualize, picture it. So future technology, education and learning. Think about what happened recently with education, learning, and technology, such as using cameras, computers to learn virtually from the home. Okay. Now think about the future. So what do you think? What kind of technology might become more popular or might be developed further to help students learn effectively?
For example, there can be new technologies like kind of phones, but they are not phones. Their mission is just for learning this kind of these sciences. For example, learning English, and they can be like work like phones.
Okay. Yeah, I think, I think maybe you're getting a little bit too complicated unnecessarily. So when I see future learning, I think there will be a lot more virtual classrooms, maybe using virtual goggles, robot assistant, and AI assisted learning. So those are kind of what come to mind for me. So I would say, I think in the future, or I think in coming years, if I want to paraphrase it, there will be AI assisted learning. More remote learning, potentially using virtual reality goggles. Perhaps by the time I start my master's in economics, I will be joining my classmates by putting on VR goggles in my living room. Okay? So
Yes.
think of movies, think of sci-fi, think of present, right? So keep your thinking fluid. Here we go. I'm going to ask the original question and then just repeat after me, okay? So which kinds of technology will make a big difference in education and learning in the future? I think in coming years, there will be AI-assisted learning and more remote learning, potentially using virtual reality goggles. Perhaps by the time I start my master's in economics, I will be joining my classmates by putting on VR goggles in my living room. Which kinds of technology will make a big difference in education and learning in the future?
I'm very, very sorry. I know it's not it's not true. Can you please repeat your question? Because
Yes.
there were yes,
Yes.
some problems.
Sure. So just repeat the answer that I gave after the question. Which kinds of technology will make a big difference in education and learning in the future?
Which kind of technologies?
So just repeat this
Just
answer.
repeat this. Okay. I think coming years there will be assistant learning, more remote learning, potentially using white virtual reality goggles. Perhaps by the time I start my master's in economics, I'll be joining my classmates by putting on VR goggles in my living room.
Okay. All right. So that's what you want to do. So practice that detail, that open mind. Jamal, thank you so much for calling
Thank you
me
so
out on
much
my
too.
promise to give you a
Thank you so
chance.
much too. Thank you. I little just worried because I watch your videos really more 1 year more, and I'm very lucky. Your not all of your videos very helped me because I can learn from you many important things. Thank you very much. I think I will have chance next time speak with you.
Absolutely. Come back next week, Jamal, for sure, and I'll be looking for you.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Keep up the good studies. Bye, Jamal. All right, that was Jamal, and we're way out of time, everybody. But it's so much fun. Believe it or not, I love what I do. I love helping people. I love all of you. Okay, so if you want to support our efforts, what I do, go to aehelp.com for academic IELTS and glshelp.com for general IELTS, and let us help you get access to our premium course. Click on that big red button on the website, right? So looks like this, either of those big red buttons, big red button above my head, and join the premium package. General IELTS, same idea, okay? Big red button, click that, and you can use that discount code from our new video, Audio 9. So check that out. Okay, everyone. Have a fantastic rest of the weekend. Stay positive, stay ambitious. The world sometimes goes through kind of difficult times, and we might be in one of those right now, but the sun does shine, and we will be better for it. Much love to all of you, wherever you are in our great, big, beautiful world. Thank you to all of our volunteers. Thank you for our Super Chat donation, and thank you to all of our members as well. Bye for now, everyone.